Today we will look at some of the interesting aspects of Sanatana Dharma, Hinduism. Hinduism is not only a question of going to temples and just following some slokas and certain practices. As I have been saying earlier in my earlier videos, it is one of the most scientifically organized system of thought. And these thoughts have been arrived at after practical experience and rational thinking with the discussion. The underlying principle for all the thought processes in Indian system of philosophy called darshanas is pure mathematics. Hinduism, in fact, can be called as the system of mathematics of gods. In fact, I have written an article stating that Hinduism is nothing but the expression of gods through mathematics. God is nothing but mathematics in the sense that everything follows in a systematic, patterned way. We have so many thinkers from the West. Of the modern lot, you can say Rene Descartes, Leibniz, Spinoza, Locke, Berkeley, Hume, Kant, Immanuel Kant, and up to Bertrand Russell. Later, you have Kierkegaard, existentialism, they go. And in India, you have starting from Siddhas and Pingalas, of course, not to speak about the Vedas. They are basically very rational in approach, though it may not appear to be so at your first look. Essentially, if you look at all the philosophers throughout the world and even in India, you will find them to be basically mathematicians. The reason is very simple, that it is easy for a mathematician to understand nature because nature is mathematically constructed. Every atom to an elephant, everything is made mathematically. There is uniformity and rhythm in nature. This applies to actions and reactions as well. The term of order for order is called Rita. It is a universal order. I have written in detail on that. Rita we will discuss later. Now let me explain some of the interesting concepts relating to Hinduism and mathematics. One of the basic precepts of Hinduism is that whatever is in the macrocosm is in the microcosm. That is, whatever is found is in the universe is found in the individual. Now, coming to the point, there is a ratio which is called a golden ratio. This is to be found everywhere in the universe, including the earth. The ratio is 1 is to 1.618. This is called golden ratio. This is found all over the cosmos. For example, as a demo, stick out your forefinger. The ratio from the first two bones is 1 is to 1.618. Now, the ratio between the second middle bone and the third bone terminating at the knuckle is also 1 is to 1.618. The ratio from your navel to top of your head and bottom of your feet is also 1 is to 1.618. This is called Fibonacci ratio. The leaves in trees form Fibonacci ratio. Many plants show the Fibonacci numbers in the arrangements of the leaves around their stems. If you look down on a plant, the leaves are often arranged so that leaves above do not hide the leaves below. This means that each gets a good share of the sunlight and catches the most rain to channel down to the root as it turns down the leaf to the stem. The computer generated ray traced picture has been created. I am producing that image in the description given to the video in the write-up. Fibonacci numbers are very simple to understand. When you have a series of numbers, when you count two numbers preceding one number, those two numbers give you the value of the third number. For example, the Fibonacci series starts like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 20, it goes on. Now if you count two numbers, for example 3, before 3 you have two numbers, 1 plus 2 becomes 3. Then 3 plus 5, then the next number is 8. For 8, if you start referring, the previous two numbers give you the Fibonacci series numbers. So the number of turns, if you count the other direction, we get a difference of turns for the same number of leaves. That is, the Fibonacci numbers occur when you count both the number of times we go around the stem, going from leaf to leaf, as well as counting the leaves we meet until we encounter a leaf directly above the starting one. If we count in the other direction, we get a different number of turns for the same number of leaves. The number of turns in each direction and the number of leaves met are 3 consecutive Fibonacci numbers. Now, coming to its relation to Hinduism, this Fibonacci number is found in Mount Meru. Mount Meru is the abode of the cosmos. That is how Indian philosophy states. And also, the Sumeru, the Su term is also used to denote which is highest. Sumeru Mandala Madhyastha Sriman Nakara Naika. It is also spoken of Devi. The Griha of Devi is spoken of like this, Lalitamba. Now, on the physical location, there is a lot of confusion in locating this place. Mount Meru is an actual and sacred mountain in Tanzania. It's also assigned to Arctic. Sometimes it is also found somewhere in other areas in Africa as well. But now, this one specific Meru mountain is called Matra Meru, mountain of cadence. It is written by Pingala in the Chanda Shastra around 450 BC. In this writing, he has written about a pyramid and he has given the formulations of the pyramid. Now the same Fibonacci numbers, which was written by an Italian in 1202, was written in the year 200 BC by Pingala in India. Now this Mount Meru, in terms of measurement, represents the Fibonacci numbers. I provided the numbers and the series in the write-up. And it is also related to Kubera, the god of wealth in India. Kubera was revered as the chief of the Gukhikas and was the king of kings, god and guardian of the north direction. The word Guhyaka comes from the word Goda, meaning Shamala, a dragon serpent. In Hindu mythology, he is a Naga who lives at the top of the Mount Meru and hides golden treasure. Thus we find that God is associated in ancient Hindu mythology with the infinite and golden ratio at the center of a Fibonacci spiral symbolized as a mountain or pyramid and perhaps an infinite spiraling vortex like the Hindu swastika. Further reading, you can find that Meru is the home of all gods. In Vedic astrology, Kubera's golden treasure is guarded by Shukra. It is again the Hindu name for planet Venus. Shukra is celebrated in a celebrated in the month Jeshta corresponding to May June. One will find the same Carnatic music and Bharatanatyam, the Fibonacci series. And also, we have 12 Jyotirlingas attributed to Lord Shiva. When we form arc connecting the Fibonacci triangle which we form by connecting through an arc the location of each of these 12 Jyotirlingas, we get the Fibonacci spiral. We'll see more of this in the next video.